r/Askreddit. What is the dumbest question you've been asked? A coworker of mine, without any context, asked me, is Ash Wednesday this Friday? This sounds like something I would ask, not gonna lie. On a map, is the blue part the water or the sky? As any capable cartographer would tell you, the blue part is obviously the land. Why do you wear glasses? Because my eyes aren't right. Cool, so what do the glasses do? They help me to see. Like what? Night vision. I shit you not, my 15 years old cousin asked this. His sister wears glasses, for fuck's sake. People sometimes ask me to remove my glasses, wave a hand in front of my face, and say count the fingers. Seriously. I mean, people in their mid-20s still don't know how glasses work. Do you really think I can't count the fingers? Are you a real black person? Your skin is too light. Thankfully it was asked by a little kid, but it was so stupid that I still laugh about that years later. During my exchange year in the US, I was sitting in my English class, and we had a few minutes until class started, when one of the guys I spoke regularly to suddenly turns and asks me if I could speak English, since I'm from Germany. I calmly asked him in what language we had been speaking just a second ago. It was pretty hilarious, and even our teacher had a good laugh with us. In short, guy asked me if I could speak English while we were talking in English. When I was abroad in Germany, a man asked me what I was studying. I told him I was studying German, and he told me Americans can't speak anything but English. The entire conversation happened in German. What nationality are you? Canadian. No, I mean, what nationality? Do you mean heritage? Polish, I guess. No, listen, nationality. I don't know what you're asking. Whispers, nationality, like, are you white, black, etc. Just look at me, I'm white as snow, and that's not nation. Cool, I didn't want to assume anything. Well, what are you? A giraffe, bird, bison, we don't know. Won't they hatch? Asked by a guy who had just thrown out 2 dozen eggs that had *JUST* past their expiration date. He was concerned about having 24 little chicks running around inside his refrigerator. Dude was a university level science major. When I was working at my city's zoo, a woman asked me if she was at the zoo. In order to ask me that question, this woman had to get off the train at a station called Zoo Station or drive into the parking lot on a road called Zoo Road. Then, she had to walk down a long hallway with lots of pictures of animals, or with the zoo's logo, which includes the word zoo, under them, then stand in a long ass line in front a huge picture of a koala and the words "Welcome to City Zoo" printed in 3-foot high letters. I was also wearing a shirt and a hat with the zoo's name and a giraffe on it when she asked me this question. Working in a coffee shop, around mid-afternoon, a man walks in, glances around and walks up to the counter. Me, hey, what can I get for you? Him, glances around the store more. Are you guys open? Mostly out of confusion, I also glanced around my store. I saw all of the other employees clearly working, and a lobby full of people sitting / eating / drinking / etc. Me, yes. I was inside a Walmart once for like 15 minutes looking around for various items. After 15 minutes of wandering around and getting weird looks from the employees, an announcement came over the intercom saying the store is now open. But if you're colorblind, then how can you read? What color is this? Look here, you little shit. My brother's a 911 dispatch for an upper class city. He got a call from a lady that was super mad about the gas station car wash not cleaning her car completely and wanted a refund. He just said, "Ma'am, that's something you have to take up with the gas station." And she replied, "Well, you're just as worthless as the gas station people." In middle school, was asked by a girl, when the sun goes down, is it nighttime in the universe? Clearly a flat earther type question. From the hotel industry, favorites are generally along the theme of, why didn't you tell me when I booked my reservation 6 months ago that it was going to rain today? Why is there traffic? Why didn't you warn me there'd be traffic in Manhattan? Why can't you just tell the cops to let me through? But my all-time favorite was at a hotel where, for various reasons, the lobby was not on the first floor. The only thing on the first floor as you come In was a bank of elevators, by which you could then reach the lobby. Had a guest ask, in complete seriousness, why couldn't the taxi drop me off at the lobby? All the other hotels it drops me off at the lobby. All attempts to answer this were met with increasing rage on the part of the guest, because why couldn't the taxi come to the 8th floor? To be fair, if your reception is on the 8th floor you should be prepared for daily frustrated, lost or confused people. Oh, we definitely did get that. Had some strategies to mitigate it. Elevator banks were manned 24/7 with an employee who welcomed people and directed them. Still dealt with the frustration, but this one just took the cake for the pure ridiculousness of it. Sorry sir, flying taxis are on holiday this week. What plant do shrimp grow on? My 20-year-old friend in college. While watching Frozen with a group of friends, my brother's girlfriend, 30 minutes in, looks confused and upset and looks me in my eyes and asks if their parents died. Are they still sisters? She had been thinking about it for 30 minutes. I had to console her and let her know that if her parents died, her sister would still be her sister. I'm a girl, and one time I was forced to have a playdate with one of my mom's friend's son when I was younger, and we were bored and started asking questions about each other, and he asked me if it was possible for girls to poop, and I asked, do guys have kneecaps? I went on a month-long backpacking trip a few years back, so everything I needed was in a carry-on bag. So after I land in my home country, I bypass baggage claim and head for customs. As I walk up, the customs officer tells me baggage claim is over there. I inform him that I didn't check a bag. He starts to get suspicious and asks, where are your bags? So I point to my backpack. He responds, how did you spend 1 month out of the country without any check luggage? I just kind of stare at him and say, I did laundry. I'm Hungarian, and when I was in London a Rihanna fangirl asked that if in England Rihanna sings in English then she sings Hungarian in Hungary, right? I had to fire someone and they looked me straight in the eye and said, does that mean I don't have to come in tomorrow? That's not always an easy question. Sometimes they expect you to come in the next day to get your things or sign forms or whatever. Sometimes you're just so dumbfounded that that's the only thing you can say. My mother works as a volunteer guide in a national park, and she was asked at what elevation do deer turn into elk. Mine is, as a pavement engineer, a citizen called me and asked me why on earth I didn't bother to have the new pavement match the old pavement in color, because the new patch by her house is so unsightly with the ugly new black next to the older gray. She also told me she was sure I didn't spend the money for the grayer pavement that would have matched in her neighborhood because the county secretly saved that stuff for the richer neighborhoods and didn't care about her lowly subdivision. How long does 1 hour take? Granted, I was working in a 1-hour photo developing place and what they were actually asking was whether or not we were backed up or they could get their photos quickly. But their actual question was responded to with some incredulously raised eyebrows. They did laugh after they figured out what they'd actually said. A girl came up to me today, her shirt covering her mouth, and asked, do you have a corona? What do I say to that? Listen, if I tested positive or had symptoms in general, I would be at home. Then she spread a rumor that I live with someone who tested positive and went home saying she has kids at home. Ours isn't on her about it because they are more concerned about what she said rather what she did. I've been in and out of meeting and hearing whispers about me all day so far. Taking my kids on a ferry to see my parents. Buying snacks and magazines for the trip at Walmart on the way. Cashier asks where we are going, etc. Explain I'm going to take me kids on the ferry. Parents meeting me on the other side. Taking my kids and I take same ferry back. Total round trip on a boat for me, 4 hours. Cashier said that's not really fair. Can't your parents pick the kids up halfway? Me, halfway. Totally serious, yeah. Don't they drive? I worked at Dunkin' Donuts for 3 years, and in 1 week a girl came in twice with her boyfriend and had the following interactions with me. 1 her, what's in a jelly donut? Me, jelly. 2 her, what's a blueberry muffin? Me, a muffin. Same manager was with me both times and are so sure she wasn't just fucking with us. She was legit asking those questions. Can you get better at drawing by practicing? Fuck, that still hurts my brain. When I first heard the question, I assumed I was being fucked with. This was a 40-year-old, not a toddler. They really thought skills like art and music are gifts some people are born with. I worked for a higher-end retail store and quickly became the stand-in brand representative for Levian. That I was the only one outside of the actual representative who had all of our Levy styles for our department memorized. Our Levy area is clearly marked with a dozen odd signs proclaiming Levy, as well as a sign over each display noting the cut. As I was putting away jeans accumulated from returns in the fitting room, I had a woman come over to me and asked, "Do you sell Levy?" The worst wasn't even the question. After I had replied in the affirmative and indicated we were literally standing in the Levy area, she continued to hound me with "Do you sell Levy?" until she finally revealed she'd expected me to lead her over to the exact style in her head. She somehow didn't know that Levy was a brand, not a style of jeans. She also didn't know what cut or size she was looking for either. Fun times. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and maybe consider subscribing.